Well, late night for the scruff. Roll the intro and I'll tell you what that means. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the silly fool that is the Scruffy trader. And why am I a silly fool? Because I've kind of challenged myself to trade the Asian session. I'm going to do it for a couple of nights this week. It's now currently just turned 11 o'clock. There you go. You'll see it on the charts in just a moment. And basically what I'm doing is I speak to a number of guys on a regular basis, and there's a lot of guys can't really trade the sessions that I trade due to location. Some live in Australia and certain parts of the USA, etc., and work commitments, so they have to trade on a night time. So what I said I would do is, I said I'd sort of stay up a little bit and trade the session. So got my coffee, which I had to make myself because my better half and best friend Wink is doing the old Zeddy thing upstairs. She's unconscious because there was no way she was staying up. So it's going to be a bit of a long night for me, but hopefully I'll find something relatively quickly. You see, when it comes to trading, you don't have to be a slave to the machine. You really don't. And I've shown you time and time again that you only really need to trade once or twice a day. You know, and that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm looking to get one trade each night, and I'm going to be a little bit conservative with it. Normally my position sizes can be anywhere up to £25, but what you got to remember is I've done this a long time and I built up a half decent trading account. But this is uncharted for me, simply because I've never had to trade the Asian session because I live in the UK. My working day finishes at 7 o'clock. So the markets are going to be pretty flat. So I'm not expecting miracles out of them. The spreads widen up on a lot of the instruments that I'll be looking to trade. And basically the volume and volatility isn't there. So I've got to be a little bit patient, see if I can find a half decent trade and be happy with it. And that's what I'm planning on doing. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing first of all is I'm just going to review through the market, see if there's anything worth trading. And if there is, I'll pull it up and I'll show you. So I'll catch you in a minute, guys. So see you soon. Okay, so let's have a quick look through, shall we? As I was saying, it's about 11 o'clock at night. Just so you can see, that should show you the time. There you are, 11:05. Okay. So let's have a look, see what we got. Well, the Nikkei, I want to see it move a little bit first. It does look like it's moving down, but the signs of it going up. So I just want to see it come up a bit before I'd consider that. This one, I'll keep an eye on. The one thing, guys, just while I'm having a flick through these, keep an eye on the ATR. And why look at the ATR? Well, I'll show you. So if you put the ATR on, and if you're on, say, an hourly chart, drop it down to 8 hours. Why 8 hours? It's kind of a session, if you like. And just look at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now that'll tell you the average over the last 8 hours. So midnight through to 8. So that moves 17 pips per hour on average. Okay. If I look at that, I've got a spread of 1, so I know there's enough movement within it. But some of the other markets, their spreads widen right out, and sometimes the risk reward isn't there, or what I'm looking for is the movement isn't there. Because if there's no movement, what's the point? You know, you're just going to be sitting there for hours. Okay. So at the moment, this one's feasible. Now this has had a jolly old journey recently. It's been pushing up and pushing up, but it seems to have slowed down now. So there could well be a little bit of movement to the downside here. Simply brushing the tops of here. It's been, you can see it's gone, it's pushed up, but it's had a solid move down. It's stopped around this area. So I want to see if it's going to try and push up. But if not, and it comes under here, then we've got an opportunity to get down to here. So keep an eye on that as well. Pound GP, not yet. And something I was looking at earlier on, and this one really interests me, guys. And it's a market that I shouldn't really be trading in the middle of the night because it's a European market. It's the euro versus the pound. However, that super drop is always a good indicator for a little bit of a retracement back. And I do like that as a trade. It's one of my favorite trades. So let's have a little peek at this, because I quite like it. What are the characteristics we're looking at? Well, you can see it's smashed clean through a level. You know, started wallop, down it went. It didn't even look at it. It just cracked straight through it, but then it stopped dead. So that's a good thing. Now, up here, you know, from there to there, all right, it's only 5 pips, but that's a good target onto the bottom of that. But that entire move, if you were targeting, say, halfway on it, where's my measuring tool? From there to there, that halfway brushes the bottoms of these. So that could be a good target as well. And the spread isn't too bad. So let's have a look and see if this is actually moved in the middle of the night before. So let's drop on an ATR. So we can have a look at the ATR. Go back 8 hours. 8 in the morning is about there. 11. All right. So this moves 11 pips an hour. So for it to get up there, don't know, maybe it's a couple of hours or so. The question I have to ask myself is this going to retrace or is it not? How can we find out? Well, you can put something as simple as a stochastic on, just like so. And what's that tell you? Well, you've got to drive down, you've got to bounce on a level, and it's coming off a stochastic. Is it worth a look? I think it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some zones. Seen me do this before many times. And my zones just give me a framework to work to. That's all they are. So I have a target point here, this 50 rectangle. I have a target point in there. I have an entry point on that line there. So this is what we're going to do. Drop this down onto a 15-minute so I can see what it is I'm playing with. Sure enough, down it comes. I want that onto there. Limit into that green box. Take it down onto a 5-minute so I can see what's going on. Yeah, okay. Click that onto there. Fire. Alright. So I'm going to put 2 orders in. Why 2? Just so if it runs, it has somewhere to run to. So 1 there. There we go. So there's a relatively easy trade. You know, is it going to play out? Don't know, but I guess we'll find out. And that's the whole idea of this exercise. It's to be able to sit down, have a look through the markets and see if we can find something that's feasible to trade. Now, the way that these are being traded, why am I not trading the other markets at this moment in time? Because they're nowhere near any levels, none whatsoever. If I looked at the indicators, none of them are showing signs of any movement or any realistic movement. Now that might change at midnight in about an hour's time, because that's when the Asian session proper kicks off. It starts around 11 o'clock my time, kicks off properly about midnight. But ideally, if I can get into the market well before the trades kick off, I'll be happy. Because if I can have this done by midnight, result, get a little bit of a night's kit, and happy days. Do it all again tomorrow. But the whole idea, it's not about making any money. This is just to find a trade and show you that it's feasible. And why am I doing that? Because it is a live account and I ain't risking my money just for the sake of doing it. So I'll be a little bit cautious with it and show you the process. Okay. Hopefully we'll make something from it. So I'll enjoy my coffee. I'll just let it play out. I'm going to keep an eye on the other markets, and if anything pops up, I'll see if I can trade it on. But if this is all that we trade, quite happy with that as well. I'm just going to let this one play out, but there's something caught my eye on my other screen, and it is natural gas. Now let's have a quick little look at this. Again, small spread. Not a bad instrument to trade, because with most commodities you can trade them anytime, because they're not overly reliant on central banks and things like that. they're reliant on just people buying and selling. So it's a worldwide commodity like oil. Why not? So let's have a little look at this and see what's going on. Well, look at that. Superb. But look where it's stopping. It's stopping round a key level. So if I just put a kind of level in there, it's on the top side of it, and we've got another cluster here, just there. So this is pretty darn interesting at this moment in time. If this is going to push up, its next logical point is going to be here. On that cluster of the dailies. Okay, I'll pull that down to a 4 hour. Push it back over just so you can see it. Those dailies you've just seen me mark up, there they are, right there. And look how that's married up. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Let's drop this back down and see what's going on. Well, I can see the drive. I can see a rejection. I need that to push under there, which looks pretty darn possible. Move that across. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3 puts me underneath there, so that is a good area to be looking at. Let me have a look. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's at the bottom, but you've got a bit of a roadblock there. What's in the way? Okay. Let me see. Just move this back out a little bit. Just want to see what a retracement is on this. So from there up to there, on 14. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I think this is quite reasonable as well. So that black line is a good target point, but I think we can edge it up slightly to under here. Kind of lose them for now. Again, we're going to be a little bit conservative with it. Just on there. We'll put that down. 10 pips. Boom. It's quite a cheap market to trade this. It's not overly expensive. And there we go. Okay. So, got 2 orders in. What I'll do is I'll kind of put them side by side. So, don't want that one. That one. There, so we can watch this. There we go. So we can keep an eye on that. And we're going to keep an eye on the gas. So I'll just get rid of these off my trading screen. Up there. Across to there. Okay. So, 2 orders. See what we can get. So I'll let it play out and I'll come back to you when it's done. Okay, boys and girls, it's now coming up to 1:45 in the morning, so I'm going to call it a night because the nick eye has done its job and paid off anything that I'm potentially going to kill, which is going to be the euro right now. Why am I going to kill it off? It's not really going anywhere and it's showing signs of a downward push. I did put an extra order in. It costs next to now. It's only 3 points that I'm losing, but as you can see, it is definitely pushing down and it's just broke the level that I put in. So I'm going to kill these off. A bit of a naughty trade, but it happens. So I'm going to get rid of them because I don't want any more damage on that than I need. This one, on the other hand, is a little bit interesting because I'm not rightly sure whether I want to kill it or not. For the sake of £7, I'm going to. It's only 6 pips. You know, it's not a lot, but because I've made my money, everything that I needed to do, even if I had the nick eye on £1 a point, it would have still paid off everything. And that's the whole idea. The whole idea is just to end the day in a profit. I find actually this time of night quite difficult. It's a bit too slow for me, so the candles are quite difficult to read, and when you think they're going to move, they don't. So that's something that I'll have to take away from all of this. And when I'm at it again tomorrow, I'll have a different set of eyes on it, because I'll take into account the slow motion of the market. But ultimately, all I'm really interested in was making a profit. And as you can see, I've done okay. Not bad at all. So I'm quite happy with that. Good result on the nick eye, called it correctly. Called natural gas pretty much right as well. For all it's still in it. That first order is actually paying off these orders and leaving me with a profit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kill these off now, just like so. And that is it for the day. Okay, so made my money. It's been managed correctly. The euro trade wasn't the best, but you can't win them all. You genuinely can't. And as soon as you start seeing it go, I put my levels in where I wanted it to be. It breached the level where I make a decision, and the decision was, I've got enough banked, I'll just kill it and fight another day. Simple as that. And that's what trading's all about. Don't fall in love with your trades. If you think they're wrong, let them go. Alright? And the trick is to let them go earlier rather than later. I do have wide stops, but they are just for spikes. And I'm constantly monitoring and watching what I'm doing. Hence why I've stayed up this late. So, it's been a strange exercise. Dog tired because I haven't been to bed much. I've tried to get a little bit of sleep before this and it didn't quite work, so might be a bit better tomorrow. So see what the adventure brings tomorrow night. And as always, guys, do what you love, the money will follow. See you all in the next one.